If you look in a number of rural areas, women have actually created a buffer from extreme poverty through subsistence farming. So one of the things that we tried from the early 2000s to actually do was to profile women's participation in agriculture so that we can deal with the myth that women are not there. But obviously, you would need more exposure, and I think what Tracy Foundation working with Sernick have done today is to create that exposure so that women can have a platform where they network, they are able to share experiences, but also they're able to learn together.
We are in a transition of transformation, making sure that we have got an inclusive agriculture. And SerDev took that initiative to be a vehicle in making sure that we achieve that goal.
The development program of Sernick is a life changer to our emerging farmers in general. Why? Because today, most of them, they farm for profit. They're now farming with the cattle that are improved. They're practicing livestock improvement as compared before. What does livestock improvement mean? It means they're producing quality and they're now making money and they can be able to service their family with that money that they're making.
I think it has transformed my life greatly so. I'm a young boy from the rural areas who has never thought I'll be one of the people who are creating a change and benefiting different people's lives.
SerDev is the development company of the Sernick group. We are also responsible for transformation. The largest developed area within SerDev is on the livestock development, the farmer development, and it always has two legs. It has a empowerment component and it also has a value chain component, because you cannot uplift and empower farmers and not provide them with a market. And we could employ 1,200 people all over the Free State, Northwest. We even employed people in the Moot in Pretoria. So our first successful partnership was with the Jobs Fund at National Treasury. It's a project that has been going 6 years. The total value at this point is probably 1.2 billion already. Although a lot of that funding was self-generated for the project, and with that money which we made from custom feeding here at Sernick, we could pay salaries. We created 1,433 jobs, and we also trained more than 300 people in NQFs with the UPSA funding. SerDev's role in the farming industry in Africa would not only be to empower, but to also to measure and to monitor. Because you can't just empower and not know where you're going to. So what we usually do in a project is we do a baseline, and then we keep on going back. So if a farmer is in our ecosystem, he remains in our ecosystem until he or she decides that they don't want to be with us. So we actually become lifelong partners. And that is what we want to do, is we want to grow the family within the Sernick group. We don't want to get people in and just leave them. Sernick would like to have this huge family of farmers that stays part of us and that we can take up into the future with us.
I'm in love with agriculture, I love the sector, and what SerDev has managed to do is to see the sector on a larger scope, where I'm not just based in one environment working with in one farm, but I work with different farmers and different personalities. And I think that for me is the greatest thing of it all, that took me away from the street and is developing me as a person.
I think the simple thing about this is support, giving support. 90% of all land reform projects in South Africa failed and are failing because of one thing. You can't give land to somebody without any infrastructure, training, mentoring and monitoring. They're going to fail. So our farmers are brilliant. What we've created hope. I mean, you can see today as well.
The Sernick Group have understood the value in investing in women. Not that they've not trained men, but you heard Nick himself saying, looking at their first interns, he realized that women outperform themselves and outperform the men. And he then deliberately said, this is where my investment will go. I want to congratulate you on this Women's Month and wish you the best, not only for today, but going forward. Thank you very much.
The question about success, what is success? I think this success is making a difference. I also believe that the meaning of life is to plant a tree under which you don't expect to sit under. And I've planted many trees in my life. I plant trees every year, and I will never sit under them. So I think that's the meaning, real meaning of life.